And it's time to delve into politics once again. Joining us on the Southwest Air and Heat Hotline is former state senator Mike Mazzei. Good morning.
Good morning, Todd. Great to be back in western Oklahoma. Hope all those Weatherford Eagles out there are having a great day.
Well, I think the Eagles, the Red Tornadoes, all the other teams around here are loving the heat. This heat dome will not stop, will it?
Oh, it's amazing, but that's why we love Oklahoma. And personally, anything above 50, I'm happy with.
We'll take this over the ice storms any day of the week. Oh, my goodness. Well, you have been busy, really heading all over the state. Of course, this weekend, you had a chance to participate in a gubernatorial forum with the other two challengers coming up in the race for governor. Speaking to the Cattlemen's Association, how did that go?
Oh, Todd, it was really great to talk to the cattlemen from all over the state who work so hard to help feed Oklahoma and all of America. I was a little surprised. I guess I shouldn't be, but Gettner Drummond, my Republican opponent in the runoff, and Democrat Cindy Munson sounded an awful lot alike. They both said we can't lower income taxes, we can't abolish property taxes for seniors. They both want bigger government programs, and they sound like radical leftists with their environmental fear-mongering. I guess we shouldn't be surprised, though. Drummond has donated to Joe Biden and 11 other liberal Democrats that ran against our conservative Republican heroes, Jim Inhofe and Tom Coburn. And, frankly, that's why President Trump, who has endorsed me to be Oklahoma's next governor, calls Drummond a fake Republican.
Well, and on the environmental front, because obviously, your opponent revisited the poultry lawsuit. I think he says maybe there's a settlement going on, and you and he have had disagreements over the aluminum smelter plant as well. You want to kind of get into that a little bit?
Well, the poultry lawsuit in particular, Todd, was started by a Democrat in 2005. If Gettner Drummond was really concerned about the poultry farmers, he could have shut that thing down years ago when he first got into office. The good people of eastern Oklahoma that account for 25,000 jobs in the poultry industry have done everything they've asked of them with nutrient management plans to be good environmental stewards. And, this lawsuit, which has gone on and on and on, it's basically become a shakedown to get millions of dollars to Drummond's, liberal trial lawyers. I don't know what the fate of this, settlement is going to be, but this uncertainty hanging over the heads of these hardworking small business Oklahomas is just completely unacceptable. And in a Mazzei administration, we're always going to stand by our farmers and ranchers. I think you had a second part of that question.
Yeah,
maybe the aluminum plant.
The proposed smelter plant. I guess Donald Trump, President Trump, has said, "Hey, thinks this would be a great way to get jobs here in Oklahoma." I think your opponent is calling it possibly Tar Creek 2. What is your opinion on that?
It's kind of strange to have a Republican stoking environmentalism fear-mongering, but I really do understand the concerns that the people of Inola have, and I want to reassure them and everyone that the Oklahoma primary aluminum plant will be actually using 10th generation environment safety technology. It is going to be the cleanest plant in the world. And it's important to remember it won't be approved until the EPA and DEQ standards are all met, and we just know that it's going to be safe for the people, safe for the hay, and safe for the cattle. Now, myself and my team, Todd, have done extensive research on the technology and the other, similar plants that are using safety procedures. There's a plant in Norway and there's one in Dubai, both of which have been very successful. The Norway plant is right next to thriving farmland, and the Dubai plant is in the heart of that amazing modern city. We've spoken with the project manager for the new Oklahoma plant. He is from the UAE, and he lives in a neighborhood 3 miles from the Dubai plant. You can actually look this up on Google Earth and see where the plant is. So, it's I think important to remember that we Oklahomans have a rich heritage of oil and gas, and know that economic success and environmental safety is not exclusive of each other. We can do both. President Trump loves Oklahoma. He wants these 10,000 jobs to bless the people of Oklahoma. I love Oklahoma, care about the people of Inola. We're going to do this the right way, and it's going to be an amazing success.
We're talking with Mike Mazzei, former state senator. He is a Republican candidate for governor. Of course, the Republican primary runoff election is coming up on August 25th. Now, you kind of touched on it when you were talking to the Cattlemen's Association over the weekend. I know something that's very important to a lot of landowners, especially farm owners out there, is try to do away with the property tax. And we've heard some different things, maybe freezing just for seniors, changing the homestead exemption rate. What is your plan?
Well, I've heard from seniors all over the state that are just terrified they're going to lose their homes because of property taxes going up 30, 40, 50%. And, a lot of retirees are generally on a fixed income, and they're trying to deal with homeowners insurance, premium that's gone up 30, 40, 50%. So I started crunching numbers, and I found that in most counties, property tax collections from seniors 65 and older only account for 10% of total county collections. And most counties have seen property tax collections coming in at 4 to 7% increases per year. So when we phase property taxes for seniors out, say in the urban counties over 3 years and the rural counties over 6 years, there will still be a net gain in annual property taxes of 2 to 4%. Essential services are going to be just fine. And finally, seniors who have, contributed to the local community for 4 decades won't have to pay a burdensome tax, kind of call it rent to the government, on these huge unrealized gains that they, have on their homes that they haven't collected on. So it's high time we do something, significant, and we're excited about putting forward our plan in 2027.
Now, would that freeze be in effect no matter the income, or are there going to be caps on that? Because we've heard different plans from different people over the years.
My plan envisions a abolishment of property taxes for seniors 65 and older and veterans on the homestead or for, everyone, irregardless of income.
Okay. Let's get to income tax, because you've talked about, just like our current governor is, we'd like to get on a path to zero income tax to compete with other states that do not have state income tax. Now, your opponent says that's just a pipe dream, and anybody that says that isn't thinking about what that's going to do to our state budget. How do you respond to that?
Once again, that kind of sounds like a liberal Democrat talking. Now, we've got models of no income tax states, Tennessee, South Dakota, Texas, Florida, even the state of Washington. They've got better roads, better schools, more public safety officers. So this really can be done. Now, my plan has three parts to it. Steps 1 and steps 2 are just cleaning out the over $2 billion worth of tax giveaways, exemptions, credits that will allow us to reduce the income tax from 4.5% to 2.5%. And it's very important to note for farmers and ranchers that this will never, we will never get rid of the sales tax exemption for agriculture. You never tax the inputs into the agriculture or the manufacturing process that results in, products, Todd, that end up in the grocery store, a la some, hamburger meat. At the point of sale is where the tax or the activity tax, takes place. The third part of my plan, after we get the tax rate down to 2.5%, will require a vote of the people. And I think when they look at the Tennessee model and see that their economy has been growing 58% more than ours, over a decade, and they don't have Oklahoma-like oil and natural gas.
Yeah.
They'll want to shift from, this burdensome income tax approach to an activity-based model that Tennessee has.
With regards to that, some people would say, well, an activity tax, that's a consumption tax that might hurt poor Oklahomans more. How do you respond to those concerns?
Low-income Oklahomans don't currently pay hardly any income or even sales taxes because there's in place what's called the sales tax relief tax credit. So that's already a shield, and, we could easily bump that up so we don't create a burden or a hardship for low-income providers. But for all of us that actually pay the taxes, look at it this way, Todd. If the people of Oklahoma didn't have to pay an income tax, would the 18,500 stark raving fans of the Oklahoma City Thunder be okay with paying a sales tax on tickets to go to the game? An NBA Thunder ticket cost does not include a sales tax, but over in the state of Tennessee, if you want to go to an NBA Memphis Grizzlies game, you pay a sales tax. How many fans aren't going to go to the game all of a sudden because they got to pay a sales tax on their NBA ticket? I imagine that number would be zero.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. We're talking with Mike Macy, candidate for governor on the Republican side, staying with the theme of taxes. I guess one bit of positive news we got over the last week, we have lowered the income tax rate this past year again, and state revenue actually went up. And Republicans have said for years, if you lower the tax burning on people, they're going to spend more money, which increases revenue. So haven't we proved that theory right this past week?
The governor, to its credit, during his 8 years, he helped get the Oklahoma income tax rate from 5.25% to 4.5%. And to your point, state tax receipts have actually increased as his business-friendly policies and other progress items that we've had in the state have led to growth and jobs, more taxpayers, higher tax receipts.
Yeah. Well, that's good news, and hopefully we can continue on that path. Once again, talking with former State Senator Mike Mazzei, Republican candidate for governor. One of the other issues that you've talked a lot about is protecting Oklahoma land. You know, we've seen whether it's illegal marijuana grows, we've seen Chinese nationals come in and under assumed names or barring somebody else's name, buying up property in our state. What would you do to stop that?
Well, one of the things I will do is stop the very egregious loophole that Gettner Drummond in the Office of Attorney General wrote into our procedures or laws. In 2023, Todd, the Oklahoma legislature passed Senate Bill 212, which was meant to protect, foreign land ownership. But the affidavit that the AG's office created, I'm looking at it right now, the form is OAG 2024-1-individual, has item number 3, and it says the person obtaining the property there's 2 boxes you can check. The first box is a citizen of the United States. Great, check that box, buy whatever you want. But I'm reading from it, and I quote, because after the words United States is the word or, which means you could also check the next box. And the next box literally says, top, and I quote, not a citizen of the United States, but an alien who is or shall become a bona fide resident of the state of Oklahoma. It's absurd. Check. An illegal immigrant can basically buy land in the state of Oklahoma right now. So on my first day in office, in Trump-like fashion, I will sign an executive order to abolish that crazy, outrageous loophole. And then we're going to also have some executive orders directing the Medical Marijuana Authority to drive up the cost of the annual permit and reduce the amount of land you can grow marijuana on unless you provide certificates of occupancy, proof of U.S. citizenship, and a checklist of a couple other items. And if you can't, we're just going to make it so expensive and so unreasonable that all these communist Chinese and Mexican cartel folks will just leave.
All right. Once again, talking with Mike Mazzei, Republican candidate for governor. The Republican runoff is coming up on August 25th. Earlier in our conversation, you kind of touched on insurance, and that's a hot topic at our state right now. We have the highest homeowner insurance rates in the country. We don't have as many companies competing. We have lawsuits against Allstate and other companies out there. And then, of course, we have several people running for insurance commissioner that all come from the insurance industry, which I guess you kind of need some experience maybe to be the commissioner. But I wonder if any of the candidates are really we're going to have the consumers at heart if they come from the industry that they're going to be regulating. Can we do anything about rates in our state?
Well, I've worked with former state senator Marty Quinn during my time in the Senate, and I think he will make a great insurance commissioner. And from his expertise, Todd, I've learned about some reforms they've put in place in the state of Florida that have driven liberal trial lawyers out of the system and consequently been able to reduce costs on property casualty insurance for homeowners and car owners in the state of Florida by 14.5%. So imagine being able to reduce home and car insurance by 14.5%. I know former State Senator Marty Quinn is going to focus hard on that.
Okay. Well, let's move on to education now. I know you've talked about education quite a bit, trying to model Oklahoma's plan for especially reading based on the Mississippi Miracle. But first of all, I'd like you, if you don't mind, kind of addressing some comments that you made over a month ago where people were a little bit in education insulted because they thought you were calling everybody in education socialist and communist. Can you kind of explain your comments?
Yeah, I appreciate that, Todd. I definitely botched up my words that night. You only get so much time to get these phrases in during a TV debate. And what I really meant to say was that we do have several, not all, but several school districts in the state of Oklahoma that are led by liberal activists and, pressure from the teachers' unions. And they're not really addressing the priority of getting kids reading at grade level. In my hometown, Tulsa Public School Districts is, really focused on things like social emotional learning and not reading outcomes. And a state audit revealed that they had spent $75 million on diversity, equity, and inclusion priorities, which is a violation of state law. So that's kind of what I was, trying to focus on. I completely recognize that there are great superintendents and great administrators out there who believe in conservative values, but we have got to move school board elections from these bizarre dates in the winter to the general election date of November, when more conservative parents will be showing up to vote, and they can have their values reflected in all 500 school districts, because they're the ones that pay for the system. We can also get into my massive statewide reading program if you want.
Yeah, I want to touch on that. And just on the election thing, that's one of the things that's always been odd to me about our state, because we have even county officials have to declare whether they're a Republican or a Democrat to run for sheriff, and offices that we might think that are nonpartisan, but school board and city council and things like that, we don't. It seems like it should be all of them or none of them.
You're so right. Parents, when they get to vote in a general election and they're thinking about these things, need to know if a school board candidate is a Democrat or a conservative Republican, so their values and expectations for accountability and excellence are represented in their local school districts. Now, again, part of the reason I get frustrated with some of these liberal activists that are leading some, not all, but some of our 540 school districts is the lack of excellence in reading outcomes. When only 20% of Oklahoma kids can read at grade level, that means 500,000 students are in the system right now not reading well. And so I will hire a statewide literacy director in my first week in office to replicate the very successful Mississippi model, which took them from 50th in the country to first in reading outcomes. I've had a one-on-one meeting with the statewide literacy director of Mississippi. Her name is Amanda Malone, and we talked at length about the most important elements of their success. All the reading curriculum has to be phonics-based. They have to have enough reading coaches, specialists, and coordinators for the entire state. And 3, they do have a third grade reading gate So they've got accountability in place to make sure the kids have learned to read by third grade, because after third grade, they really need to be reading to learn.
Is it also, I don't know if there are any concerns about this, but there are a lot of different programs, where there's a Mira, I think, in STAR, and a lot of these reading tests are now done on like iPads and things like that. I don't know if that's good or bad. Do you have any thoughts about that they're reading tablets instead of actual books, or is that even a big deal?
Well, the research I've read, the education experts I've talked to, Todd, have indicated to me that we've just gone way too far with technology in the classroom. I saw a demonstration of a phonics-based reading teaching system in a Tulsa charter school. And, there was no computer for the first graders, no tablet. They were literally going through phonics-based drills. And it was so impressive. So I think we do need to get back to drills with the teacher and pencil and paper, and the overuse of technology has not been successful.
Yeah, good point. Well, Mr. Mazie, I really appreciate you spending some quality time with us this morning, talking about the campaign. So why don't you wrap it up for folks out there? Tell people why you feel you're the best candidate for governor of the state of Oklahoma.
Thanks again so much for having me, Todd. And I'm a financial planner, and for 30 plus years I've built financial plans for others, and now we have a bold conservative plan to eliminate the Oklahoma income tax, abolish property taxes for seniors and veterans, launch a massive statewide literacy program, and protect the land of Oklahoma for the people of Oklahoma. This conservative plan of mine will help launch a wave of growth and opportunity for our kids and grandkids. That's why President Trump has endorsed me to be Oklahoma's next governor, and I sure would appreciate everyone's vote and support on August 25th for the Republican runoff. To learn more about the plan or join Team Mazie, you can check out MikeForOK.com.
MikeForOK.com. All right, former State Senator Mike Mazie, so thankful that you could spend some time talking with us this morning. Good luck to you, sir.
Thank you, Todd. Say hi to Harold Wright for me and all the good folks of Clinton and Weatherford.
We will for sure. All right, stick around. More to come on the Wake Up Show.
It's the hottest month of the year, and Cummins Ford Lincoln in Weatherford is turning up the heat with sizzling deals. The entire Ford lineup is on the lot, and everything's on fire with savings. Get rubber on the road in a new 2026 Ford F-150. Tough, powerful, and ready for anything Oklahoma throws your way. These red-hot savings won't last long. Race to Cummins Ford Lincoln today. Cummins Ford Lincoln in Weatherford, just off I-40, or online at CumminsFordWeatherford.com. Built Ford tough.
Welcome back to the legendary hospitality of Lucille's. Lucille Hammonds was a legendary host to travelers along the famous Route 66 highway for her hospitality, fine dining, pristine accommodations, and a strong devotion toward Route 66. Experience that legacy at Lucille's Hotel and Lucille's Restaurant in Weatherford and Lucille's Restaurant in Clinton. Check out hotel rooms, menus, and explore Lucille's history at lucilleshotel.com and at lucillesroadhouse.com.
State Representative Anthony Moore.
Rick Cook tells it like it is, and he doesn't back down. He's tough. He's direct. Rick doesn't care about political games. He cares about getting results and standing up for our values. I need Rick fighting right along beside me in the Oklahoma legislature.
Conservative businessman Rick Cook will fight to secure the border, protect rural Oklahoma, and stand with President Trump. Rick Cook for State Senate. Tough leadership, real results.
Hi, I'm Rick Cook. Help me make Western Oklahoma great again. Paid for by Friends of Rick Cook, 2026.
Brian Baca is an investment advisor representative of and advisory services offered through Royal Fund Management, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
For most people planning for retirement, their number one fear is living too long and running out of money long before they run out of life. Imagine if you were on a vacation driving through the desert. You're enjoying the desert scenery and letting your mind wander as you admire the vast terrain and all of the beautiful natural landscape. All of a sudden, you see a sign that says next gas 100 miles. You look down at your gas gauge and notice you have a little less than a quarter of a tank. Immediately, you begin to think of how you overlook such an important detail. You start to second-guess your car's gas mileage. You turn the air conditioner down, roll down your window, and you eventually decrease your speed to help get better mileage. Now you're not enjoying the drive as much, and all you can think about is, are you going to make it? This is Brian Bacca with Advanced Financial Strategies. Don't plan your retirement on a quarter of a tank. Make sure you are confident your financial tank is full before entering your retirement journey. Give us a call at our office, 323-6800, or check us out on retirewithbacca.com.
Looking for a place where your child can learn to be a part of a team, grow, and have fun this fall? Join the Great Plains Family YMCA for youth fall sports. Whether they're ready to score goals in soccer, make big plays in flag football, or spike the volleyball, the Y has a place for every player ages 3 to 12. Registration is now open through August 9th, but if you sign up before July 19th, you get a $35 discount. The YMCA, where every player matters and every child deserves a place to belong. Register now for fall sports. The Great Plains Family YMCA on Airport Road in Weatherford.
If you haven't switched to Pure Talk because you're not sure their coverage is every bit as reliable as Big Wireless, why not take them for a test drive? For a limited time, Pure Talk is offering any of their plans for just $15 a month for the first 3 months, including their top-tier unlimited data plan. No contracts, no commitments. Just a great deal on a high-speed network with unlimited data from an American wireless company. Dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe, and let the savings begin.
It is the Western Oklahoma Wake Up Show, 7:35 on this Monday. Big thanks to Priority Home Medical Equipment for sponsoring the show today. We got John Matthews back on the mic.
Hey, good morning. Good morning. Happy Shark Week.
Oh, yes.
The best week that exists. My life revolves around it, a lot of it at least, as far as we got married during Shark Week.
Oh, did you?
Like intentionally, in front of a shark tank.
Really?
The Jinx Aquarium up there.
So you guys watch all those shows?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, well, my wife, I sleep through most of it because I'm not good at sitting still and doing things. But I know you're concerned about what's showing up this week, so I've got you. The show, the list, what do you call it? The lineup. There you go.
Yeah.
For Shark Week, the new ones. We've watched everything from, Phelps racing them, all this. This year's theme, are you ready?
Okay.
K-pop shark heroes.
Oh, my gosh. Are the sharks going to eat all the K-pop stars?
I don't know.
I would watch that.
I don't know.
Especially the Demon Hunter group.
There's Air Jaws, Red, White, and Breach, and then Invasion of Mega Sharks is all on.
Mega Sharks.
Yeah.
Well, I do know when, we went down to Six Flags over the week, and at the hotel Friday night, Dana turned on one of the channels, and they were playing Jaws, and they were right at the best part where Roy Scheider says, I think we need a bigger boat. And, of course, Logston had never seen any of it, and but we were about to meet some friends for dinner. I'm like, oh, maybe we can just watch the big finale when they blow up the shark, And then it was time to go, and we missed that part. But I'm like, Logston at 10 is probably old enough for Jaws, isn't he?
Yeah,
Don't you think?
100%.
I mean, there's a little bit of language, but it's not horrible.
50,
but everybody needs to see the shark eat people and be blown up.
50 years old, by the way, that franchise.
That's great. Well,
Jaws.
that's still, I'm telling you, I remember seeing that when it came out, and it scared I didn't even want to go in the swimming pool for a while, much less the ocean,
I believe it. Hey, we've got a 10-year-old this weekend. We just celebrated as well. We had the inflatable slide. We had, which, by the way, shout out Western Inflatables. They called me Friday and go, hey, our delivery guys are really busy on Saturday. Any chance they can deliver it early?
What?
So we had it Friday night, and that was the adult time. How you do get a little nervous because you don't want to pop the slide and ruin it for the party. But no, we had unlimited snow cones, the slides, all the pulled, and there was probably about 30 girls running around.
Oh my God!
And the prank of all pranks was pulled, and I would have never thought this would have happened at a girls' party.
Yeah.
In the bathroom, the guest bathroom, the hallway bathroom where all the girls' rooms share. There's Nutella's a thing right now, right? It's like you eat the sticks with the chocolate. Right. There was an empty one in the trash can.
Yeah.
Somebody had taken the leftover that.
Oh no!
And rubbed it all over the toilet seat. I was like, Is this a boys' tenure? What
oh, man.
Anyways, it is what it is. Turns out, well, if you gave the toilet seat a lick, it was Nutella.
And I'm sure you did.
Everything was fine.
All right.
We were good.